If you've ever built workflows in GoHighLevel and you find the interface pretty linear and you wish you could organize things a lot better, I'm going to show you the Advanced Workflow Builder in this video. So how do you get to this? Just go to your regular automation and then workflows, and we're just going to go ahead and we're going to create a start from scratch workflow. Now, the first step that I always recommend with anybody that's building workflow is give it a name. So I'm just going to call this Advanced Workflow Builder or Builder Demo. And as you can see, this is the standard builder where you put in a trigger and then actions, and it just goes down the page. That way, it doesn't allow you to like move things and zigzag it all over the place, right? Which sometimes that becomes something that can really mind map and build out your workflow to make a lot more sense. Now, if you've not noticed here on the top left-hand corner, there's a little drop down that says Standard Builder. We can go ahead and change that to Advanced Builder, and now we have the new interface. So I'm going to show you some of the little differences that are in here. So the first thing we're going to do is click on this plus sign and go add a trigger. As you know, all automation is based off a trigger and then an action. So we're going to go here and use a tag. Same interface here as before. You can go ahead and select your tag that you're going to apply. And I'm just going to go bad email. All right, just for the sake of this. Now, one little hack to make things a little more organized for you is always go to the name and give it the name of the tag you're going to put in there. So I like to go ahead and put it in quotes, and I'm just going to go bad email. By doing that, now it shows up below that item on your canvas. Now, one thing you just noticed me do is I drug that around. This allows me to move this anywhere in that canvas as I want to do so. Now I can go ahead and let this little plus sign and come up to the actions. So if we add the tag, maybe then I want to go ahead and send an email. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead here and pick one from my templates, just so we have that. Here's the January high level promo email. So we're going to go ahead and throw that in there. All right. Now, again, the other thing that I like to do is make sure that the email names here are labeled so we know exactly what this is. So I'm just going to go here, time to fix your problem, copy that, and I'm going to put it up here and put it in that list. That way I can quickly see here what I want to do. Now we're going to go ahead and put plus again, and we're going to wait, and let's say we're just going to wait a day. Wait 1 day. I like to use the advanced windows so you have the right timing here, knowing that sometimes people open emails at night. So we're going to extend that out and maybe not have the weekends in there. So we're going to go in here, wait 1 day, save that action, and we can go ahead and make another one. Now let's just see up here, if we hit this little plus sign, we can do the same thing we did before where we can say, okay, let's copy action. So we're going to copy that and then we're going to go to these 3 dots here. I don't think that's where we're going to paste it. I don't know how you paste in here. So interesting. Oh, right click. We're going to right click on the thing and then it comes up. Now, this little thing says it's not connected and you have that. So you can go ahead and just drag. Oh, click on that. Cancel there. Hit that plus sign and drag it over and connect it. And now that's connected to that email. And we're going to go down here and we're going to pick the other one. We're going to remove that design. We're going to go select the second email in the list and we're going to save that action. And now it's in here. Now here is where this really comes into play, is maybe you want to organize things differently. All right. So as you go along on the page and you want to get to the end, maybe you just like, okay, I'm going to spread these out here. Like this, just to see more time, because maybe you want to go ahead and add certain things to the screen here. So maybe you want to go up to the plus side here and want to add some, let's just see where those notes are. Sticky notes, there they are. I showed this to a client last week and they're like, I didn't even know you could do that. I love sticky notes. So there you go. There's your excitement. So we're going to plus this here and then we can go in here and write the note. So this is a note about email 1, right? We'll go ahead and put that in there and we can move that anywhere we want. And click the little corner and shrink it down so it's a little easier, right? So we can put those here, we can put those here, we can put those anywhere, right? The sky is the limit where you want to put this stuff within the canvas. So the other part is when you get into like those decision diamonds is what we call them back in the Keep and Fusionsoft days, but they're called if statements, if else statements. So we're going to go here and do an if else statement. And the most common one that we're going to break things down is usually a client lead. So we're going to go client in the branch, and we use the type field within our instance. So we're going to go here and it is a client, and then we're going to do another branch here and we're just going to say lead. Now you can go ahead and go into the custom field for the lead types or contact types and make any amount in there that you want. As you'll see in just a second when I bring this up, we have some for lead or active lead. I delineate those between active lead as somebody who's actively in a sales process, right? They're not exactly just a lead that we're nurturing to. They're somebody that has booked an appointment or anything like that, or they are responding to correspondence. They become an active lead. And we got client, we got Zoho clients, industry contacts, podcast guests in here, right? So we're going to have lead. We're just going to pick this lead, okay? Now, if I wanted to ultimately include the other lead too, it could be and or. It's going to be an or. Contact type is going to be type. And you're a smart cookie. You can figure this out. I'm going to do active lead, so those are in there. If I did and, they'd have to have both to be in that category. So we're going to get save. Now what we're seeing up here, if we look at the canvas, let me get this out of the way. Is that things are moving all around here. So let's go and move me out of the way because we can say fit the screen. That button's going to bring everything within that canvas, right? So it's going to do the zooming in, zooming out that we want. And then we got a format tree, which is actually going to format it for us. And then we can say fit the canvas, and there we go. So now we're going to move things around, right? So maybe we're coming up this way here, just getting things organized. And then it starts to break down. And maybe you're like, okay, I want to do this one here, and this one here, this one down here, because I'm going to have like a series of emails that might zigzag throughout this. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go copy action, and we're going to paste that in here, connect that to there. Right. We're going to go in here. Actually, let's get rid of that. And we're going to go paste again, and click this one to that one. Right. So now we got an email here. And then we're going to come down here, and yeah, how many times can I say here in this video? Right, so now we got some of that action going on, right? So we're going to copy this, and we're going to say copy all actions from here, and we're going to scroll down, and we're going to paste. It's going to paste all those little lovely actions in here, and we're going to fit that to the screen. Move me out of the way again, and we can start to move things around. That might visually make more sense as you go through this process, right? So completely up to you. I'm sure there's people watching this video right now that are like, whoa, this is confusing. I don't like the way it looks. Well, that's okay. It's all up to you as to what you want to have happen in there. What I like about this design is it now shows us here what this branch is going to do, right? A little easier to see that here they're either contact type is lead or active lead, and they're going to go into that sequence, okay? So that's how you can go ahead and move. Now these tools down here, select, drag, and pull it around, and fit the screen, zoom in, zoom out, and format the tree. Now on the left-hand side, you've got options in here. You can add notes. These are notes that are within the workflow here that you can add in. So if you're working with your team, you can see all that and see things that are in that screen. Any errors, so it's going to audit this and see if there's any errors that are going on stats. So you can quickly overlay the stats of the emails that are going out. Workflow switcher. This is a really cool feature. If you didn't know this was here, you might have been going back and then going through your list and going back in. Now you can flip between the different workflows right within this. And you got your version history. If you saved, if you mess something up, you can go do that, or you can use the AI to ask it to do things for you within that workflow builder. Now, as any time, you can go and switch back to standard builder, just like you see here, right? And we'll do them more that linear format. And you want to come back in, and it's still going to, let's see. Yeah, it'll still take hold of that. Let's turn those stats off so it's a little cleaner. So you can flip between those two views as you choose to do so. One little thing in the top right-hand corner, that add button will allow you to add those elements in if you don't want to hit the little plus signs that are next to each of the icons that are there. So if you got any questions about this, please leave it in the comments with the video. I'd be happy to answer any of the comments that show up in there. And if it deems another video, then I will create one. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the channel as well.